I actually added one just now to make it 19, if you're okay with that, real quick, because you brought it up. Only because you brought it up.
Okay.
And that is employment contracts. We didn't talk about that. And just to be real quick on that, because I know we're going long here. Employment contracts, independent contractor agreements, getting them tightened up so that the agreement with the person in the business is clear. What is this person doing for the business? What are they not doing for the business? Can they bind the business? What do they own? Do they own a piece of the business? You want to prevent them from saying, I'm an owner, you promised me ownership. I've accepted that ownership by working for you. Do they own the materials they create, the work product? Can they compete with the business if they leave? Can they solicit your customers, your staff, your partners, your investors, your vendors? Is it confidential, what they've learned? And of course, a lot of the legal stuff about, if things blow up, how that will be handled. It's just good business to have these things tightened up. Employees expect it, so give them something to sign that is reasonable.
They probably won't read, but you still should give it to them.
I can't say that I'm happy that they're not reading them, but that is true. Every employee, I think, expects some type of contract. I've in all my businesses I'm involved in, people usually complain about the terms for one reason or another, and I feel that they're very reasonable. I do. One issue that gets a lot of attention that we kind of talked about relates to transfers when you leave the company. So if you are involved in a company and it's a small company and you leave the company and you're a key person, you're an employee, you're a contractor, whatever you are, even a partner, and you leave, my agreements will say something to the effect that you're entitled to be bought out at the fair market value at that time. That's fair, that's reasonable. Fair market value goes back to valuation. We didn't really get into the many different types of ways that could be done, but the issue that's fine. I don't care about that. What they get tripped up on, though, is that the buyout period, because there's no insurance at this point, right? It's too small. The buyout structure, the payment structure, is that you get a down payment, and then you get the rest spread out over a long period of time, usually like 10 years. 10 years, and depending on if you give them good notice or bad notice. If you give them notice like you're supposed to, so they can replace you, it's less time, less payout period, versus if you don't give them notice and you just quit abruptly, it's hard to replace you, so you get paid out less. It's incentivizing good notice. They always get tripped up on that, but that's reasonable because it limits the financial burden to the business to keep the business going. And that's just an example of a how businesses should be thinking.
Yeah.
Do the agreements, do them the right way. I've enjoyed doing this with you.
Likewise. Excited to do another one coming up soon.
We're gonna do more. All right. Well, it's good doing this, and we'll talk soon. All right.
All right, Barry, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Haimo Law.